Good morning, or maybe good evening. I don't know what part of the day it is where you live, actually. This video will be only in English, even if I'm not bilingual. I talk about tantric sexuality since many years in French, but all the people who speak only English cannot understand what I explain in French. So today I will try to record a video about this topic and about the energetic massage for lovers and also relaxation and massage with accessories. I will summarize a lot of things about that, and I hope that you will excuse me in my English because I make a lot of errors in pronunciation, and when I'm not able to find the good word. I think this video will be better than no video. it's my conclusion. So I will do the best. I will try to give you the best that I can, but I know it won't be perfect. But in this physical dimension on Earth, nothing is perfect. So for me, it's more important to share with you things that I love a lot, even if I do some mistakes. Sometimes in my understanding or other times with the language, but with that you will have some information that will be precious for you, as for many French people who have watched my French videos about that. You will have many links under the video, below the video. So if you want more information, you have that. And I also do private consultations, talking with people in person or on telephone with people of different countries. I don't have a fixed price for that, it's only with donation, because I welcome everybody and I adjust myself with the time I can give, I can share, with the amount of money that the people can pay, can share with me for this consultation. So all the links about that will be under the video. Today we are Tuesday. I have to translate it from French to English in my head. We are Monday morning here in Montreal, in Quebec, in Canada, but for me Quebec is like a country, so very often I say only I am in Quebec, but it's inside the Canada. Okay, so we are the 18th, it's difficult to pronounce the TH at the end, day of the month of August 2015. Le 18 août 2015. It's easier to say in French for me. Okay. I want to say also a special welcome to people who are new on my YouTube channel. We are more than 3,000 now, 3,010 I think, and more than 1,300,000 on the complete channel for the views on my channel. So thanks a lot to every one of you who take time to listen information and who share that with friends, with members of your family. I share things who are very avant-gardiste. I don't know if I can say that in English. En français it's avant-gardiste. Information that are very new and that people will understand or know only in 20, 50, 100 years in some places of this world. So you are you take part of a little group of people who can know things about that. So it's a gift, and if you can share this gift with other adults or adolescents, it's very, very precious. If somebody learns information about White Tantric Sexuality younger, this person will be able to use that before 20 years or inside the period of 20 and 30 years. But many other people discovered that only at 40, 50, 60, 70 years old. At any age, it's very important. For example, in private consultation, sometimes I receive people of 70 years old, and they change their mind about sexuality. They try to make some practice of White Tantric Sexuality in their couple, in their private life, and after they come back and they say to me that changed a lot of things in their vitality, in their health, in their sexual energy, in their energy in sports, in many things. So at any age, it's very important. But if somebody can discover that younger, it's better. Okay. It's hard for me to find exactly what I will say, because there is so many things that I could say that I'm not sure what I will say. Okay, I will go with the flow, with the present inspiration. First, I want to say that sexuality is a divine thing. And we could also say that it's sacred. For me, sexuality is sacred. It's so powerful, it's so important, that can have so many repercussions in our lives. And it's in link with our spiritual path. Because in sexuality, we have a lot of energy, or energies. But many people don't understand that if we take this energy and push it out of our body regularly, we will lose a very powerful energy. When we discover White Tantric Sexuality, we can use this energy and help it to climb inside of us until the heart, until the head, the brain, and this energy will also radiate inside the body and will form what we can call the solar bodies. We have actually lunar bodies. We have physical body, etheric body, astral body, mental body, causal body, psychic body, atmic body, for activity, vitality, emotions, thoughts, creativity, love, intuitions, or direct presence or contact of the divine spirit inside of us. So all our dimensions are formed at the first level of solar energy. The first level of formation inside of us. But if we can use the power of the divine sexual energy, we can solarize. I don't know if it's a good word in English. In French I say on solarise, solariser, to put more solar energy inside of us. And this transform all our energetic bodies. So the physical body become more strong. After, when the physical is saturated, it's the turn of the etheric body. After the astral body or emotional body, the mental body for learning, understanding, talking, teaching. After the causal body for creativity, spontaneity, innovative things. And after, the energy will also flow in the psychic body for our divine soul, and atomic body for our big soul or divine spirit part inside of us. Every part under, we can call it soul or spirit, but in the first level we talk about the divine spirit or the divine soul. These parts inside of us have the memory of all that we have lived. And with the path of Tantric Sexuality, because we have more and more energy in our lower bodies, we can merge our human part with our divine part, and we can receive more of our divine energy. Sometimes I talk about the Christ, the divine child, the cosmic child. Everybody, man, woman, is a divine child, has the Christ inside. But this powerful energy, this divine energy, cannot be absorbed and lived really when we don't have an energetic structure, a multi-dimensional structure to receive this spiritual energy. So when we live our sexuality in the tantric way, in the White Tantric way, we can have more and more energy inside of us. So we have like an electrical central inside of us. We are like an electrical wire, more and more powerful, and we can receive more power of God, of the Divine Mother, the Divine Father, the Divine Child, the Christ, Christos. We can receive that in our structure, and that will transform our life, and we will be able to do more divine things in our life. And we can develop with time some faculties of clear seeing, clear listening, more intuition, telepathy, astral travel, mental travel, causal travel or traveling. For other people, the ability of materialization of things or dematerialization, all that need energy. If we don't have, we cannot do these things. And when I talk about the White Tantric Sexuality, it's a difference with the Black Tantric Sexuality. The black one is the one that is taught most often in our society, because people are not enough spiritual and take only some little part of the tantric way. They transform that and they use that with the part that is very dense inside of us. Some people call it the ego. Sometimes I call it the enivid. It's the opposite of the word divine, the enivid. So the enivid inside of us refuse the light, refuse the beautiful energy, the divine energy, and it's that part who want to use the tantric teachings And with that, people play with sexual energy only to have bigger orgasms, and that cannot transform really themselves. It's only to play, to have some short pleasures, but this cannot conduct people to real divine transformation. So that is the black tantric sexuality. The great tantric sexuality, it's when people are not sure if they want to live in their private life the white tantric sexuality or the conventional sexuality that we learn at school, in our family, in society, in movies. And sometimes they have conventional sexuality with orgasms, and other times they have tantric sexuality without orgasms, to use the powerful energy of sexuality to vitalize themselves, to keep this energy inside of them. They make love tantrically instead of conventionally. And when people switch from the conventional way to the spiritual way, we say that they are in a great path, in a great tantric path. Sometimes it's for weeks, for months, or for years, for many peoples. And after many experiences, people can choose if they want to stay completely in the white tantric path, or if they want to switch again, or to choose only the conventional way of sexuality. Many men and women write to me and say, Julie, I'm tired of conventional sexuality. My soul wants something else, and I have discovered some of your free books on the web, or some of your free videos, and that attracts my soul. I want to learn more. So I say to people, listen my videos, read my books, and after, if you have some question, write that to me, and in my spare time I will answer you freely on email, or with a donation I can answer you on phone or in person. But for people who are able to learn by themselves, they have all that they need with the videos and the books, my ebooks, because I share that freely. Nobody needs to meet me, to talk to me, to understand and to practice that in their life. You have all the information, and you can transform your life with that. You also can read the books of a great spiritual man that I have discovered when I had 21 years old. Now I have 47. In the 20th of September, I will have 48. Many people say to me, Julie, you don't look like a person of 48 years old. I know it's because of my spiritual path and my white tantric path, because I have inside of me a lot of divine energy that helps me to stay younger and to do a lot of things, and to open my heart more and more to help people, to have compassion, to develop spiritual projects. All that transformed my life, and you can do the same if you want. So when I had 21 years old, I found a Gnostic school because my soul was in a research. I wanted to find something that my soul remembered. of an old past in another life. And I have searched and searched and searched, and one day I found this spiritual school in Montreal, and the founder of this school, his name is Samael Onweor. It's his spiritual name. His birth name from his family, it's what is it? Victor Manuel Gomez? Yes, I think it's that. Victor Manuel Gomez. I'm not sure because I remember the name of his student. You have that on my website, but everybody knows this man from his spiritual name, Samuel. He has a very spiritual path. He transformed himself, and he has the spiritual mission to create a spiritual school on this planet. And many people with him created small centers in different countries, and me, I discovered the Gnostic Center of Montreal. You have all his books freely on the web, in English, in French, and sometimes in Spanish, in Italian, in other languages. You have my bilingual pages about that on my website, about him, about Samael. So the address is Everyoneweb, fr/Samael, Samael, Samael Onweor. With that, you will have 75 of his books. And he was the first one authorized, the first spiritual man authorized to speak directly about the White Tantric Sexuality path. Because in the past, it was secret knowledge. And in around the year 1950, he received from the celestial spheres the authorization to give this information to everybody who would want to take it. And he explained in his books the importance of the tantric sexuality, where you keep your powerful energy when you make love. This path is not to say no to sexuality. It's not to reject sexuality, no. Contrary, it's to accept it, to live it, but spiritually, more slowly, with more presence, more consciousness, with a lot of love, with the person with who you are, and in fidelity. You don't live tantric sexuality with many partners. You have one partner and you stabilize your energy with this person, and you will make all your path with this person. Me, I'm waiting actually my twin flame, who is in another country and who is not ready actually to move here to meet me and to take again these spiritual practices on sexuality. We have known that in a past existence, but when we know a new incarnation, we have to revitalize our bodies. They are there, but because we have from them in a past incarnation in our tantric sexual path of another life, but with the process of the new incarnation, we have to start again all this path. But it's easier for people like me, like him, like others who have lived that in a precedent incarnation, because we have some predisposition. We are more spiritual because we have this baggage, this spiritual backpack with us that push us to live our experience with more spirituality. So it's easier, and we can take this path, and it will be shorter. When it's the first time, sometimes people begin it and will continue it after, in the afterlife. And other people will put 40 or 50 years in that, because they will switch in the conventional sexuality and the White Tantric Sexuality. But when we are very sure of what we want, and when we really want the big transformation, we choose only the White Tantric path, and we choose to keep this energy inside of us. And when we make love with the person that we love, we must be married is the good word in English, marié in our heart with the person. It's not obligatory to have this legally or religiously, but in our heart. And I say to people, take time to know people. Take 9 months, like a new birth, or 10 or 12 months, or 1 or 2 years, to share with this person before entering in sexuality. Know this person in many activities, and when you are sure that you want to make all your life with this person, at this point you add the sexuality, and you can begin the tantric sexuality. If you don't do that, this will break, and you will have begin with a person will stop, and when you will try to do that with another, it will be difficult to adjust the energetic level, and one person will be higher, the other lower. There's a lot of complication with that. It's better to take time to find the right person, and after to start the spiritual path. And me, I know that in this incarnation since the age of 21. But I found a man with who I have been for 18 years, and after 7 years of big friendship, so 25 years, but with the 18 years we have had some experience in sexuality. And with him, I have discovered I rediscovered the tantric path, but not as I wanted, because the real tantric path is regular practices every week, many times each week if we want, but not in the red period of the woman, because when we have our menstruation, the flow of the blood must go out of the body, and if we do tantric practice with that, this practice attract all energies up, and it's not good for the blood. So we cannot do the two practices. When a woman is in menstruation in the red period, around 7 days, no tantric sexuality. And when a woman is pregnant and give milk of the breast to the baby, no tantric sexuality. So it's a period where we must stop for 9 months and maybe 6 months more if the woman give the milk to the baby. Because in all this period, it's the same thing. All the energy will go up, 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 and it will. It's not good for the processes of the milk in the woman, and the processes in the sexual organs when we are pregnant, because we must keep the nutrients for the baby and not put all the energy in the upper part of our nature. So it's important to know that, and it's also important to know that people who have made a cut in the canalization sexual part of the body, they cannot practice sexuality. They have to go another time to the doctor to reconnect this canalization and or to withdraw the clips, because we cannot use this kind of contraception and at the same time do the tantric practices. And people who have lived that must use the help of the doctor, and after to visualize every day 5, 10, 15 minutes the reconnection, the revitalization, the regeneration of these parts, and after it will be okay, and the energy will flow from the spiritual parts of the body, the sexual parts of the body, and go to the middle and climb after. I wanted to say something about my path with the man with who I was for 18 years. This man was very spiritual in some aspects of him, and was more like a monk, and he wanted not to have sexuality. So it was very difficult because I wanted to live my tantric sexuality with him, but it was very, very rare, because he said that he didn't needed this experience. And after I understood a lot of things, he is overcloaked by a spiritual man. He has some problems with his sexuality, a lot of things, but it's not important. What I want to say, it's because I didn't understand why I knew all this so wonderful sexuality, and I was not able to practice that with this man that I love so much. And I understood after that this man was not my twin soul, twin flame, my soulmate. For me, my conception is that we have many soulmates, around 12, who are spiritual people, very, very close to us, but we have just one twin flame. It's the second part of our soul. And this man was one of my soulmates, and the link was very strong between us. But after many years, I realized that he was not my twin flame. And in my divine plan, I was supposed to live my tantric experiences with my twin flame. So it was the reason why many things were with many obstacles in our life together. So when I understood all that, I decided to be only a spiritual friend for this man, and I continued my way in celibacy, and now I have 7 years, a little bit more of 7 years of this path, and I know that I won't be with any man until the day I will meet again my twin flame, the man that my heart loves so much, and with who I have lived a lot of things in the celestial spheres and in another incarnation, a spiritual incarnation, and together we will go at the same rhythm. I know that he has had a lot of difficulties, him also, with his girlfriend. Many parts of our life are in mirror. It's natural because we're twin flame, but we're not incarnated in the same country, so it's very, very difficult actually. But when we will be able to reunite our energy, it will be very, very powerful, because we will be able to teach together, and we will talk two different languages. Me, my first language is French, him it's English. So for all the English countries, he is able to speak fluently. Me, for the French people, I can speak easily. For European countries in French and other parts of countries in English, we will share all our teachings everywhere, and together it will be easier. Okay. That will come in my life when it will be the good time. Until that, I teach all that, and I know that people will do some little experiences. And it's not complicated, the Tantric Sexuality. You don't have to read many books, and you just have to discover a way to be more spiritual, more loving, more slow in your sexuality, and to don't research the orgasm. You have to feel every sensation, every touch, every form of massage, of kiss. You have to appreciate that like an adolescent. And when you have more vitality, your energy is like an adolescent. And it's, for me, my tantric experiences were where I have had tears of joy, because it's so good. We can talk, we can laugh, we can touch ourselves. We are completely united. We are like two children, two adolescents together, and we play with this energy, but not to push this energy at the extreme. We stay in a field of ecstasy. The energy flow, if the body is not blocked by chirurgical means, we need to have a natural body in his natural state, and we feel the flow of the energy, and we stay in that some minutes. Sometimes we move almost not. We are just in union, in a sitting position, or in a bed, or in a couch, but we move slowly, and when the intensity is too high, we separate our body to talk a little bit, to let the energy go down, and after some minutes we come back together and we play again. And for the first time, we don't do too long practices, because we will charge the body, and like an athlete, we are not able to maintain this powerful energy inside of us. And if the middle part of the body has too many energies, after the period where we make love, tantric love, we will find pressure to liberate the sexual energy. So we will lost this energy. So for the first time, I recommend to do only practices of 5 minutes, 10 minutes, and to stop and to check how we feel the body, the sensation. And if we're very, very good, we can do other another union of 3 minutes, 5 minutes, and after we stop and we check the sensation, because when we are in the high, the big sexual energy, not the orgasm, but for example, we have a continuum from 0 to 10. The level of the energy climb from 1, 2, 3 gradually, and 10 it's the explosion of energy, it's the orgasm. In the White Tantric Sexuality, you don't go to this level, you go to 9, 9.5, 9.75, but not to 10. So you keep the energy inside of you. And I don't talk about explosion and keeping the energy inside. That is not a recommendation, because it's an inside explosion and it's not good for the body. So you don't have to arrive at the point of the orgasm, the explosion, inner or outer. You must stay before that point. And in the first time it's difficult, because orgasm is a drug for many people, millions of people. It's like sugar, it's like cigarettes, it's like cocaine, it's like marijuana. It's like all the drugs that you can imagine. We have the habit to take that regularly, and the animal parts inside of us, the inhibited part, contrary to the divine part, or the very dark ego parts inside of us, want these drugs regularly. And for the first weeks, months, and sometimes years, we remember the taste, the flavor of this drug, of the orgasm. And it's why I said in the beginning that people switch from the conventional sexuality with orgasm to the White Tantric Sexuality without orgasm, because they are not able to keep always their energy. Me, I remember when I discovered the Gnostic school at the age of 21, because I had a lot of will, I stopped completely masturbation and expulsion of sexual energy, and for 3 years I stopped completely. But I was in celibacy at this time. I was not with a boyfriend. But it was very hard to stop completely at the beginning. And after 3 years, I what's the word in English? One day I was not able to continue like this, and with the solo practice and masturbation, I liberate my energy many times. So all the work I have done in 3 years have been lost in one day, because we are like a glass, a crystal glass, and this energy accumulates inside of us. And when we have orgasm, we lost this energy. Sometimes not completely, but at different level. But we lost many energies of many practices, tantric practices, in one orgasm. So sometimes you can have the feeling to regress some months in the past or some years in the past. It's why I say that one time you are invited to choose completely the White Tantric path if you really want a real transformation. Because if you switch continually from the conventional sexuality with orgasm and other day without, you will feel, when you keep your energy, the sensation, the vitality, the power inside of us, inside of you. But you won't have all the inner transformation. We talk sometimes about the Kundalini The fire of Kundalini, it's a fire of the Divine Mother inside of us to transform our body, our faculties. And this fire will climb inside of us gradually, only if we choose to keep this energy inside of us. Because it's the Divine Mother knows that it's not a good idea to start to awaken this fire and after to push this fire again at the base of our body here, because the energy go out. So we have to take a real decision one time. But like I said, if all our canalization is in a good condition, because if it's blocked, the energy will block and we will have a sensation very difficult in the body, in link with a stagnation of the energy, because if this sexual energy cannot flow freely and climb, it will stay in the middle of the body. So the tantric way is only if you have your body in the natural state. And some woman asked me, can I do that only with visualization? I said maybe a spiritual master could do that, because spiritual master can regenerate a part of the body who is cut, who is hurt. But when we don't have enough energy, we don't have enough power with our mind, with our concentration, with our will, with our vitality, and it's very difficult to regenerate like this the body. So it's why I say go to the doctor, to see the doctor, and he will withdraw the clips, or he will reconnect the parts of the body who are disconnected, and after you use your visualization. And for people who choose to keep their sexual energy continually, every year you solarize one of your body. First one, the physical body. The next year, the etheric body. The third year, the astral body. After the mental body, the causal body, the psychic body, and the atmic body. But people who don't take this path with enough intensity can take 10, 15 or 20 years for that. For people who are very spiritual, this first step can take 7 years, and with that, with all the solar energy in the field, you can receive more of your divine soul, your divine spirit inside of you, and you can bring inside of you more memories of your past, of what is inside of you. You can receive your cosmic name, and different faculty. And after that, the tantric path will continue, and with your practices with your partner that you love a lot, and this person loves you a lot also, you will have other years, 7, 10 or 20. 7 is the shortest path, and everybody created with the solar energy, with the divine sexual energy that is radiant inside of you, you will take this body created in the 7 first year, and you will purify these bodies. You will have more new divine energies inside of you, and you will continue your spiritual part to be more and more conscious of every non-loving thought, word, action, emotion, and you will change that. You will put more and more and more love in everything that you will do. And with that, and with more energy, more of the Christic energy, the energy of the Cosmic Christ and the Divine Mother, the Divine Father, your solar bodies will have the second step and become more radiant, more powerful, and you will be able to do more things. And with that, after, you will find the step of what we call the resurrection. The resurrection is to have so many powerful divine energy inside of you, a charge of love, an open heart, and a heart so big for all your brothers and sisters everywhere, that this powerful energy gives you the capacity that if you are in a difficult situation, if somebody try to hurt you, to kill you, when your body will be in rest, you will be in concentration, in meditation, you will merge with your spiritual parts, and you will be able to completely regenerate your physical body. It's why we call it resurrection. And it gives the faculty to these spiritual person or masters to materialize easily their body, to meet some people in different places. They can travel with the thought. They think with concentration to something, they can materialize it, or they can travel with all their multi-dimensional structure to another place. But to do all that, or all this, you need a lot of energy. A normal human with his animal part very close to the earth and not very interested with the spirituality, it's impossible. So the White Tantric way is a divine way to live our life and our sexuality, because the two parts are really important. Some spiritual persons try to live spiritually but refuse to transform their sexuality. And many energies come from this experience. People think that alone in celibacy they can have a complete realization, but it's not true. Every spiritual master have had a partner in his life to live this sexual spiritual way, to be able to be so powerful. Sometimes it's work done before, in a life before, and it's why some people have some capacities also without the work in this incarnation. It's sure we can become very spiritual in our attitude without the transformation in sexuality. I know many beautiful men and women who live spiritual things, but when we talk about sexuality, they say, don't touch that, I don't want to change something in that. They want to keep their drug, their orgasm regularly. So it's very hard. It's a masterpiece of ourselves to be able to change our way of living to put more love in every situation, and also the spiritual love in sexuality, to be able to keep inside of us this powerful energy. And after some minutes, 10, 15, 20, 40, it depends on our experience in the White Tantric Sexuality, we say to the other person, okay, we can separate our body, we're not in union, and we continue our activity in the day with a lot of energy. We feel good, we have clear ideas, we have power to do exercises, to learn, to teach, to write. Maybe you know some athletes who explain that they don't make love conventionally with orgasm before to play an important game of tennis, of hockey, of baseball, of soccer, of maybe in skiing, in volleyball. Some people know that if they keep inside of them their energy many days, they will be more concentrated, more in an energetic position to do what they want to do. Another thing that I have to say, I have a video in French with 10 things that we have to make attention if we practice sexuality. It's the video number 5 on my page of all videos, Everyoneweb, /video célèbre. VIDEOSCELEBRES. The video number 5 talk in one part about the importance to decrystallize our psychological darkness. Some people call it egos or envy, defects, because when we have more energy inside of us, it will give us more power for the light part of us and the dark part inside of us. And if people just want to play with the tantric experiences and don't transform themselves in the dark parts, they will have more energy, and this energy will vitalize the dark parts. It's the reason why this knowledge was hidden in many centuries, and only people who were in direct contact with spiritual masters able to analyze the situation and see that the student was really interested to transform himself or herself. The master decided to give this information when the student was ready, and it was explained to not share this knowledge to anybody, because if a person is not ready, they will vitalize the dark part with that. But we have lived a lot of things in humanity, and a lot of wars, and spiritual masters, the community in the celestial spheres, decided that now on Earth we were at a very lower level, and we needed strongest tools to regenerate ourselves and to stop the devitalization. And they said the persons who are dark won't be really more dark, because they are dark, and the person who are in love or in light, and that they will be able to take this knowledge, will transform deeply their life and will help many people. And this will transform our planet. We are in a special period where this tantric knowledge is given freely. But maybe in some years it will be different, like it was in the past. For example, the alchemists in the past had not the authorization to give that knowledge. So they had only the authorization to draw and to make picture of a man, a woman, the sun, the moon, the